This is Mindfulness with Richard Clarke. Listen, reflect,
Like,
and deeply meditate. Welcome. Today, we continue with the series on emotional resilience and aging gracefully. This session is on facing mortality with clarity and peace. Whoopee, we're all gonna die, is a famous line from Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant. Mindfulness meditation can help you on the subject of mortality with more clarity and peace. Facing the end of life, whether it's your own or someone else's, often brings up fear, confusion, or avoidance. Yet the practice of paying attention just as it is allows you to see what's here without spinning stories or shutting down. Mortality isn't something you need to fix or run from. It's something you can meet moment by moment with awareness. Mindfulness helps you see that everything is constantly changing. Your thoughts, sensations, feelings, and circumstances. And that includes life itself. This understanding isn't just intellectual. As you sit quietly and watch your breath or listen to your body, you start to feel how natural change is. You see beginnings and endings happening all the time. A thought rises and fades, a sensation sharpens, then disappears. This kind of seeing, without forcing anything, begins to loosen your grip on trying to control what can't be controlled. Bringing awareness to the truth of death doesn't make life grim. In fact, it often wakes you up. You start noticing what really matters. A simple conversation, the way light moves through a tree, the warmth of someone's hand. When you stop pretending you'll live forever, you stop wasting so much time. You stop numbing out or getting lost in minor worries. You stop wasting as much time. Things become simpler. Meditation gives you a way to touch peace, even in the middle of strong emotions. You don't have to pretend you're not afraid. You just learn to see fear clearly. Instead of being swept away by it, you make room for it. You breathe with it. You notice what it feels like in the body. That act alone of simply being present with what is, a kind of steadiness it brings. It's like standing in the center of a storm rather than being blown around by it. Now, here's something you might try. I have done this myself. Meditating in a graveyard. Sitting quietly in a graveyard can bring a different kind of stillness. Surrounded by headstones and names, maybe flowers, you're reminded that every life comes to an end. As you sit and breathe, the usual distractions seem to soften. The weight of everyday concerns feels smaller. You may notice a tenderness arise, a quiet recognition of how brief and fragile life is. The trees, the breeze, the birds carry on, and you sit among those who have already let go. In that space, you can touch a deep kind of peace, not by denying death, but by allowing its truth to be present. It's a way of saying, I am here, I'm alive, and I see how precious this moment is. You can practice this mindfulness of death with small losses too. The loss of youth. I think we've all had that. The end of a friendship, the closing of a chapter in your life. Something that you love is no longer with you, gone forever. Every time you sit and allow the sadness, the resistance, the tenderness to come and go, you're strengthening your ability to meet bigger losses with the same attention. You're training yourself to be more alive now, even as you acknowledge that everything ends. Mindfulness doesn't promise to remove sorrow. It does help you hold it without being shattered by it. It reminds you that love, presence, and clarity are possible, even in difficult times. You start to see that peace doesn't come from avoiding death. It comes from looking at it directly without turning away. And in doing so, you may find that what you feared the most loses some of its edge. You learn to be here fully, honestly, and with heart. You grieve because you loved. Remember the love. Say thank you to the love. Facing mortality can feel overwhelming, but mindfulness meditation gives you a steady ground to stand on. You don't have to pretend it's easy. You don't have to have all the answers. What you can do is stay present, open, and real with whatever arises. Notice, experience it fully, then let it go. By practicing mindfulness, you begin to meet the truth of life and death with less fear and more honesty. You notice what matters most. You slow down. You see beauty in ordinary moments. And when difficult feelings show up, you know how to sit with them, breathe with them, and let them move through you. This practice doesn't take the pain away, but it helps you stay connected to yourself, to others, and to what is deeply meaningful. It reminds you that you are alive now and that presence, more than anything, is what brings clarity and peace. So now a guided meditation on facing mortality. Find a comfortable seat. Let your eyes close gently or keep a soft gaze. Take a slow, deep breath in. Exhale fully. Allow your body to settle just as it is. Bring your attention to your body. Feel the contact of your feet on the floor, your seat with the chair. Feel how they support you. Notice any tension or holding on and allow it to release and soften. Now begin to follow your breath. Feel the inhale and the exhale. The rise and fall of your chest. There's no need to change anything. Just notice. The breath comes and goes just like waves, in and out. As you sit with your breath, gently reflect. Everything changes. Every breath is new. Every moment passes. Every breath goes out. Let that truth come without trying to fix it or resist it. If feelings arise, like fear or sorrow or tenderness, welcome them. Notice how they feel in the body. Stay curious. Let them come and go, like weather passing through the sky. Now bring to mind the idea of your own mortality, not to scare yourself, but to be honest. Breathe with this awareness. Let it open you, not harden you. What matters now? Just sit with this. Begin to notice the space around you. Feel the floor, the sounds in the room. Bring small movements to your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Take a few more slow, easy breaths. Notice how your body feels now. Let the calm and steadiness you've touched linger in your awareness. And as you carry this quiet presence back into your day, remember the clarity and peace you experience are always here, waiting in each breath, in each moment. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just keep showing up with honesty and kindness and with your full attention. Life is precious. Let yourself live it fully with your eyes and hearts open. Take your time and thank yourself for being here. So, Doug, how's your meditation been?
Well, it was a good week for meditation. I think I've got almost every day. Um, one day in particular, I had uh, a deep meditation for about an hour.
Very good.
I think that's the deepest I've gotten since I've come back, returned to it.
So, very good.
So it was a good week.
It's a good week, and as I listen to your voice, it sounds like uh, you're kind of happy with it and yourself.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Barley, how has your week been?
It was good. I think I've recognized that there are times when I can only go into meditation for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, but I'm trying to appreciate those 1 or 2 minutes
Yes,
because it is difficult to get your mind from stopping thinking.
yes.
So, so that's what I'm into, trying to throughout the
Well,
day, just drop
that's
into it.
that's very good. And again, just noticing those moments when it's quiet can be precious. And I think the more you notice them, then kind of the more of those moments you find.
Hmm.
It's like I said before, it's always there.
Yeah.
How about you, Joyce? How you doing with your meditation at home?
Well, it's been a little harder this week. I've been sick, and I find it's harder to meditate for very long when I'm sick because I'm like sitting on the
Uh-huh.
couch or something and meditate, I fall asleep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, it sounds like your body is doing what it needs to do.
I think so, yes. But it is good to at least start out meditating because I
Uh-huh.
just feel calm and
So it's kind of a challenge to be sick mindfully, to be sick and pay attention to just how miserable you are.
that's true.
But that works too. How
Yeah,
about you, Carol?
Really nothing to report. I've been continuing to do my nighttime guided meditations. I wish it were as easy to just meditate as it is to do it with guidance, whether it's your guidance or someone on the internet, because I find it real hard just to sit there.
Hmm. Well, I certainly remember years of listening to guided meditations and feeling that helped my own meditation. It felt a little bit like they were cheating, though,
It
because
is.
I was
It
using
is.
somebody else's
Yeah.
energy to quiet my mind. But
Yeah.
whatever it takes is the thing, and whatever is working with you at a given time is what to do.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you've given me permission.
How about you, Tom? You're muted now.
In the process of traveling, so it's been a little disconcerting. Can you hear me?
It could be louder.
Okay, I have to turn this video off then. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah. So I've been traveling and getting my medicals out of the way, so it's been disrupting in terms of schedule. It's affected the meditation practice. I'd say that I have done about 10%
Uh-huh.
of the
Now, one of
time.
the one of the things that I've found with medical stuff is often it involves a lot of waiting, and the waitings can be good moments to meditate.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And also praying that the test results will turn out okay. That's a good time to put some
Yeah.
thought
Well,
into it.
certainly that's a good time to be calm and
Right.
centered.
Right. So that's kind of what's been happening. I'm getting ready to travel to Portland, Oregon on the
Hmm.
28th, and then in Canada. I'll be in Canada a week and then coming back. So it's going to be depending on my schedule, whether I can touch base, look forward to it. Then things
Hmm.
uh, calm down in late July.
Uh-huh. Are you able to continue your meditation when you travel?
No, no, but no, absolutely not, not yet. Except when the plane's kind of hitting some turbulence, get a little meditative. Uh, but otherwise, I it disrupts a lot, including my eating schedules, my sleeping schedules, and so on. I mean,
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
not unusual.
You still may find there are opportunities, and I would suggest you look for the opportunities and take them. It'll help.
Yes, I'm going to a conference that will have definitely some sessions on prayer and meditation. So that will be kind of structured, and I'll look forward to that.
Uh-huh. Well, good. So it sounds like for a while you won't be able to join us in our sessions, but if you can, certainly we look forward to seeing you.
you very much.
Hey, Michael, can you hear me? Can you speak back? Well, what we have from Michael today is the highest meditation, just silence.
Mhm.
Okay, and so now we have another Zen story, and this Zen story, surprisingly, is on life and death.
In this charming Zen story, Jingxuan abandons his master when he refuses to answer questions about life and death. We will see how the same question led him to his own enlightenment much later. Jingxuan and his master Laoyi went to pay their respects to his late friend's family. Jingxuan asked his master, "Is he alive or dead?" The master said, "I can't say he's alive, and I can't say he's dead." Jingxuan asked, "Why can't you say?" Laoyi said, "If you can't say it, you can't say it." Jingxuan got angry, "Say it, or I'll beat you." Laoyi said, "If you want to hit me, hit me. I won't tell you yet." Jingxuan asked, "What kind of teacher are you? You know it, but you don't teach it to your students." Jingxuan defeated the master and left. "If you don't want to say it, forget it. That's all." After some time, Laoyi passed away. Jingxuan went to another teacher named Liang Shan and asked the same question. Yang San replied, "I can't say he's alive, and I can't say he's dead." Hearing this, Jingxuan became enlightened. If you cannot see life, how can you see what death is? You are living in this moment. If you can't see where you are, how can you see what's to come? Death is just an illusion created by ignorant humans. There is no such thing as death. It's just life when you realize life. You will understand that what you call death is just another dimension of life. When you try to understand death, you end up with imaginary stories. You cannot recognize death because it does not exist yet. If you want to know death, you can know it only through experience. You can't experience it through another person, and that applies to life as well. If you want to know life, you can know it only by experiencing it. To know life as a whole includes death, and only then can we know it. For us, the explanation that someone is alive and someone is dead only makes sense socially. It doesn't matter existentially. Zen people see an existential dimension. Socially, we can clearly say that someone is alive and someone is dead. But existentially, we cannot tell who is alive and who is dead. I don't even know if I'm alive or dead. I don't even know if I'm awake or dreaming. Existentially, that is true. If you want to existentially know what is true and what is not, you have to pay attention to life. Because life is now, and this is your only access to knowledge. Anything that you wish to know about reality, the only doorway is now. You can only enter it from this moment, from the way it is. Life is only here. What is here is all that you can access. What is not here is just imagination. If you try to pursue something which is not yet, you will only end up in wild imaginations. But if you pay attention to what is there now, everything that is worth knowing can be perceived right now.
And now we'll take a few minutes of meditation. Mindfulness is present moment awareness, paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, fully receive whatever is experienced. Then let it go. All right. And now let's close with our chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Now, this death and mortality can be something that people have a lot of reaction to when you're meditating about it and thinking about it. Does any of you have any reaction or realization that you'd like to share?
What a wonderful feeling it must be when your body finally dies and your spirit is free. It's free from the body where it's been all this time.
And
Wow.
It's going home, they say.
Yes.
They also say, what if you were that free all the time? I think the people who say that are troublemakers, but
That,
Maybe.
I think you can.
how about you, Barley? It looks like there's something.
Well, I was thinking I was worried more about the people left behind than my own death.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't feel like at this point I'm afraid, but then that moment hasn't struck yet. So who knows?
Right. Yes, I always say that, I'm tough until I actually have to face it.
Yeah.
I, I think it may depend on the circumstances of your death, how you and those left behind deal with it. Friend of mine, her husband died yesterday after
Oh,
a very lengthy and painful illness. It was dementia. It was multiple years and very hard on both of them. And she's sad, but she's relieved both for herself and for him. And so I think in a situation like that, it's much easier to let go because you can see how your loved one is in a much better place,
Right, that's right.
when death comes.
I think you're right there. There's a video from one of those survivor shows where the guy is sucked into the fan of the jet engine.
He doesn't have a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah.
no.
That's right. And they say that's what's terrible about jumping off a building is you get to think about it all the way down.
True.
Just spread your wings.
That's right.
Hmm.
Anyway, I believe that it's a good thing to think about. And also, I got a surprising benefit from meditating in a graveyard.
Hmm.
And I would suggest that's something that you might want to do. And just give yourself an hour. And
I,
if you're meditating, fine. And if you're just sitting there taking it all in, that's fine.
I remember going to a graveyard with my son when he was like 3 or something, and we had chocolate candy bars with us, and we were putting paper on the gravestones and etching them.
Uh-huh.
Were you? So we weren't afraid of the graveyard. We found
That's
it kind
good. It
of,
sounds
kind of
very
entertaining.
healthy.
Yeah.
Good thing to do with a 3-year-old, I
Yeah.
think. It could be good things to do for ourselves. I noticed when I went out and did the graveyard meditation, one of the things that I came back with is the realization what wealth and money gets you, a bigger gravestone.
Yeah.
Good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
I just came across an article about a coffin made out of mushrooms
Uh-huh.
that disintegrates in 45 days.
Very good.
Yeah,
Biodegradable.
yeah, I like that. I don't know, you still have to find the graveyard to bury it in,
That will
but
do it. I know I had an image from a sci-fi short story that I read a million years ago about a guy who died on some other planet, and what he wanted to do was to be buried in the front yard so his body could be used to fertilize the roses.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
They had roses on that planet then.
I guess so.
Yeah,
That's a good thing. Anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, so thank you for joining together again today and for your time and attention and presence.